this, if you remember the Bud Shootout rules from last year, and most people don't, it was kind of a cobbled up deal.
What you do, right?
Cobbled up deal where they put the top 4 drivers from each manufacturer
in
this
right.
thing.
Oh,
okay?
that was so stupid.
And it was really stupid. Well, what they did this year, they've gone and they've changed it so that the 12 drivers that made the chase are in, past NASCAR Spring Cup champs are in, and that's where Elliott has the ability to be in this thing. I think it's great after all that. I think it's a great deal that Bill Elliott, Ken Schrader, and some of these other guys, even Jeff Bodine could be in this thing if he wanted to.
Yeah, I actually like it too. I don't think there's anything wrong with turning. There's only certain guys that are going to win these All-Star races anyway, and it's probably not going to be the guys that get in on the tail end of this deal. I think it's terrific. We're both. I know you're a huge Bill Elliott fan. We have his picture above your bed, I think still. And
not anymore.
And I like Schrader an awful lot, and love seeing him in there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's terrific. Good for the fans. I think they probably going to do some kind of testing, don't you? They just can't make a change for the Super Bowl. If the Daytona 500 was the last race of the year, I could see it, but it's the first one. They can't mess it up. I think that's the only reason they're not doing it. They don't know what's going to happen yet with this, and that's not the place to try it.
I think it's just a matter of logistics. I think that this thing came about late in the season last year. I think that they kind of decided that they were going to do this. They took a look at it. You know, if you look at NASCAR right now, they'll say that they haven't made a decision. That's a bunch of malarkey in my mind. They've decided what they're going to do. I think the logistics are just that they couldn't get it done for Daytona, and they didn't want to show their hand, if you want to say, because all the fans would have looked at it, because they would have had to have done some sort of testing. I think it's going to be easier for them to either institute it someplace down the line, either at Auto Club Speedway in California or at Bristol, like they actually brought the wing in to begin with. I think if they go back to the spoiler at Bristol, it's a place where they can start moving from there.
I think they'll probably wait till they run that new NASCAR or Nationwide Series or somewhere with the spoiler.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the two of them have.
There is going to be a Nationwide.
correlation.
There is going to be a Nationwide Series test.
I think if I had to pick one, I really think that Jeff Burton is probably the guy that really made strides at the end of the year. All 3 of those cars, actually all 4 of the cars that they had last year, were really starting to kind of figure it out at the end of the year. But the guy that I think, we talked last year ad nauseum about the fact that Mark Martin was the guy who was going to do anything he could do to try and win a championship finally. I think if you look at Jeff Burton, and he's in that same boat this year.
Well, I don't disagree with you when you say that Burton's in the same boat as Martin, that he has to win, or it's almost too late. I think it is too late. If there's a driver that's going to carry RCR to the promised land again, it has to be Clint Bowyer. He's the young guy in that group. Harvick's moving on. He's not going to be there. Jeff Burton's a good, solid foundation for the team. I think Clint Bowyer is the driver who has to win races, get to the chase, and contend for the championship. I think he's the most likely one to do that. Burton just doesn't win it. Is that me?
Yeah,
I
you get to go first.
I don't think so. I think she's a category all her own. She's more than a female driver. She's a media event kind of deal, and there will always be a desire for NASCAR to promote female drivers. To have success in the series, and if Danica fails, I don't think it's going to hurt or help.
I think if she had, the part is, I think if she has success, it will help springboard other female drivers along the way. I think if she does not have success, it's not going to have a detrimental effect on it. I think you're going to see the fact that if you can find the Chrissy Wallace out there, or the Allie Owens, or whoever it might be, if they have the talent, they might be able to succeed. But I think if Danica can succeed first, it'll help pave the way from there.
All right, that's what you think, not what I think.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was the JimWhiteToyota.com Fast Lap brought to you every week by Jim White Toyota Used Cars on the world famous Central Avenue Strip in Toledo, Ohio. Go see Ron Kiefer, Jimmy Dean Garza, Corey Schenner, or me, Charlie Turner, for your best possible deal on a great high quality used car, van, SUV, or one of the many cars we get out there that get well over 30 miles per gallon. We've got hot tundra pickup trucks, we've got it all. We'll make it worth your while at Jim White Toyota on, again, the world famous Central Avenue Strip in Toledo, 419-841-6681, or on the web at JimWhiteToyota.com. That's Jim White Toyota, 419-841-6681.